The used definition of art is taken from the Oxford Dictionary that sums what art means and elaborates a practical definition of art. Art, mass noun, the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture. Producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Works produced by human creative skill and imagination. Creative activity resulting in the production of paintings, drawings, or sculpture. 2. The arts, the various branches of creative activity, such as painting, music, literature, and dance, the visual arts in singular. 3. Arts, subjects of study primarily concerned with human creativity and social life, such as languages, literature, and history, as contrasted with scientific or technical subjects. According to these definitions, it is possible to say that art is manifestation of someone's creativity, someone's vision, materialized through a set of skills. With this in mind, we have to understand that still, street art is not throughout society accepted as art. It can be considered as vandalism and rebellion, and for that reason other people might think it is art. However, for this research, independently from what others may think, we will include street art in the sphere of art. For the understanding of street art, it is important to know its history, transformation, and its role in society. Kilroy was here, a text that was written by American soldiers in the Second World War. A text to let people know they were there, marking territory with a text that showed recognition of the people who wrote this. Throughout history, people have been writing things on walls. In the 60s, the habit was adopted by the youth in New York. They wrote their names, with markers, tags, on places in the urban landscape. Trains, metros, trash cans, benches, and buildings. Due to unstable political climate, this form of art submerged. Street artists create from a rebellious state of mind, fighting the ways companies and advertisement fill up the public spaces. The political climate in these times, characterized by social tension and economic insecurities, fed the growth of underground subcultures, where artists feel free and with a right to alter a reality they do not support, contesting consumerism, and the way companies and advertising inappropriately claim public space and urban landscape. Artists create from a rebellious mindset, where they fight back what they believe it is a form of corporate oppression, being then praised by the ones who endorse this thinking, other city dwellers that share this point of view, going as far as being celebrated by institutions and occupying a legitimate cultural role. Artists then see the city and the public space as a canvas for their creations and a logical way to share their ideas. Overcoming the referred oppression, and much like creating interactions between city dwellers and artifacts, as in advertising, where it is also expected a certain interaction between consumers and the brand product, being ultimately the act of purchasing, the use of a service, or a behavioral change, being the most important and relevant interaction in this relationship. In the beginning of the 80s, the graffiti inspired several artists, and so it spread across the globe, reaching Europe. In the Netherlands, this also led to graffiti activities which reached its heights in 1985 and 1995. Talk more about the institutionalization of street art. Self-affirmation is a drive that makes street artists create their works in an egotistical way. For instance, spray painting or tagging wall after wall, leaving behind their own mark, in a way to be recognized and identified by other dwellers and artists. As in older art movements, where artists use skills and special traits to create their advertisements, it was expected that street art would become commercialized, and that artists would work for companies. What started as a rebellious product evolved into something wider, reaching commercial and informative aspects of society, such as fashion, music, popular art, sports, movies, video games, and advertising, stimulating dwellers to action, or simply art appreciation. The line between commercial street art and the genuine movement is getting thinner, and even possessing the same feats and final meaning, that street art is advertising itself, for it is promotion in its pure form. Not commercial advertising, but artistic, hedonistic, and personal advertising, where the artist promotes him herself, ideas, values, and works of art. The principles in use are the same as the ones used in advertising, informing and persuading a targeted audience. Creativity plays a major role in the street art creation, like in the advertising world. Only the most audacious, relevant, and impressive would be looked at and taken into consideration by the audience. There's also the possibility for companies to adopt these tools as advertising, for it might be used as decoration, for entertainment purposes. To be a differentiation factor from other market players, using customers' or dwellers' curiosity and surprise. The market exploitation is the way artists are getting into the commercial world, meaning that they are using, for personal financial benefit, their techniques and their works for companies or for their own brands and products. The market is flourishing, demanding for alternative communication strategies, guerrilla marketing events, and street artists perceive this as a way to get their works recognized, as well as to being paid from it.